Howdy, y'all. It's your favorite trainer with a belt buckle. Today, we're going to give you a sneak peek into what the online internship looks like, how to design a program for an obese client. So, if you're not familiar with Show Up Fitness, we help create great trainers with our online, in-person, and weekend seminars. We have a student today, Hala, and this is great because she's NASM certified. She has no idea what the hell to do. That's where we help her. So she has a client who's 46 years old, Troy, and he's obese, and she has no idea to design a program for him. Don't use any textbook stuff. Textbooks don't teach you how to program. We do. Typically, what we would do, and I talk about this in my book, How to Become a Successful Personal Trainer, core, accessory, core, accessory, core, accessory. And what this means is this first circuit of 3 exercises, the first 2 are going to be core patterns based on your client's goal. So if they want a big old caboose train, you're going to do probably a hinge, a squat, or a unilateral. If it's a bro and he wants giant arms, you're going to do a push, vertical, horizontal, or a pull. You make it specific to the individual, if it's a guy or a lady. And so typically this is what we would do, but in this case example today in class, you're going to see here in a second, we regress it and we do straight sets. But we don't program off of exercise. We're not doing stability ball stuff. We program based off of core patterns. And it makes it a lot easier for you as the trainer because it takes a lot of the thought out of programming, which is a good thing so you don't freak out when you're training your clients. Core pattern, we do a vertical pull. Core pattern, we do a horizontal push. Core pattern here, we do a vertical press, but there's an option to do an accessory. And what an accessory is, that's an isolation exercise, or I call it the genie game. Your client says, you ask your client, if a genie were to pop out of a bottle, what would be the one muscle or body part you like? Keep it PC. And you can do favorite exercise. You can do corrective exercise if they have issues in their neck or in their core and low back pain. Incorporate the corrective there. You can do cardio. You can do abs. You can also do some type of game. So this is where you can make it fun for yourself and the client, but the core patterns are where you really progressively overload, and that's where your clients get results. Check out this video from today's class, How to Become a Successful Personal Trainer. We have weekly classes that are live. They're recorded online. If you really want to become a successful trainer, you show up to our in-person in San Diego, Austin, Los Angeles, 2-month internship. Can't make that. We have weekend seminars. Comment, like, subscribe. Let us know what you think of this video.
But I wanted to tell you, I passed the NASM beginning of December. I announced my business the end of December, and right away I got 5 clients. And I'm really confident training them in person. Thanks to everything that I'm learning with programming and through Show Up. I'm super confident. It's like, oh my goodness, I can do this. So thank you so much.
That's awesome. Great job. So we have a new intern that's going to hop on, and we're going to help her with the client that she has. And so now, am I pronouncing, is it Hala?
Hala.
Hala. Where are you from?
I'm from Illinois.
Okay, nice. Let's hear a little bit about your client, a little bit about your situation, where this is taking place, and let's help you.
Okay. Well, I just passed my NASM CPT last month with the help of you guys. And I got a job at my local college as a personal trainer. And I just booked my first client.
Nice. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah. Super nervous. I'm not too sure how to program. NASM wasn't very helpful with that. So a little bit lost.
That's what we're here for. So you're doing 30-minute sessions, correct?
Yes, 30-minute sessions, only 1 time a week.
Okay. And how did you book this 46-year-old hunk? What's his name?
His name is Troy.
Troy. And Troy is a healthy 5'9", 240-pound big boy. 10 sessions. He's going to be working with the next 2.5 months. And he... did you do any type of, have you met him in person? Do you know what he looks like?
I do not. I'm actually meeting with him tomorrow. I booked a free consultation. They don't typically recommend to do that, but I kind of just wanted to get a feel of it.
Great. And so what are your expectations for tomorrow?
I just was going to write down a few questions to ask him to kind of touch a little bit more on his goals and see what he expects to get out of the session.
Great. I love that. So I will tell you, this is great. This form, is this the gym that had this, or?
Yeah, it's the gym.
And so I will tell you, this is lovely because you're going to get what the client is writing down, but then there's actually going to be the realistic aspect of what Troy is going through. So he's a big boy. He's definitely considered, overweight to obese. He, just we got to remember that it takes a lot for someone to commit to working with a fitness professional. And so we always just want to be super empathetic. But Hala, what do you think is one of the problems that you're probably going to encounter with this 46-year-old male?
I'd definitely say a lack of motivation.
Okay. I'm interested to hear about that because I'm going to play the devil's advocate. So are we insinuating that if someone is overweight or obese that they're not motivated?
No, I wouldn't say so. I'd just say, judging by the rest of the form, I didn't send you the complete thing, but he did say he used to go on walks and do yoga, but he kind of stopped doing that because work got in the way.
Okay. Now I guess this is part of the class. So, I'm going to play devil's advocate. This is your first time in here. So don't, I want to learn about you. How young are you?
I'm 20.
20. All right. And what are some things that you enjoy? Sports, reading, music, what?
Weightlifting's my favorite. I love music, love being outside.
What type of music?
Rock music.
Okay. Do you have any type of, what were some things that we don't like? Maybe music or sports, or like what would be the, if we want to stereotype, like the ultimate worst day for a guy would be like going to a strip mall and shopping with the significant other. A guy would be like, oh my God, worst thing ever. Travis might like it, but for the most part, I don't think, just a stereotype. So what would be like a dreadful day for you, whether if it's music or sports?
Worst day ever, probably like going to like a country concert.
Okay, there you go. So I'm a country boy. I got my belt buckle. And so if I were to tell you that you need to start playing the guitar and learn country music and start your career as a country musician, would you be very motivated?
No. Definitely
and so
not.
It doesn't mean that you're not a motivated person. It means that the stimulus, the motivating factor, and let's be honest, like you were saying, you love to exercise. I'd be willing to bet Troy hates it, even though there's some things that he likes. But it's like putting a hand on a fireplace saying, oh my God, we love this. If you're like me, you probably have water close to you, right? You probably worked out this week, right? And so when we go through here, it's like we're trying to get into Troy's mindset, and we have to be a little careful. I'm not saying you're going to do this, but it's like we almost want to be a little nonchalant. Because something that could be unmotivating for Troy is he shows up and you have this 20-year-old who doesn't know what she's doing, and she's just so energetic about fitness, and he's just like, oh, it'd be like me saying, hello, let's go to this country concert. He'd be like, shoot me now. And so, he has definitely some contraindications to movement. He doesn't lift or just exercise regular at all. Is greater than a BMI of 30. He's larger waist girth, greater than 40 inches. So those are risk factors right there. Now, if he went to the doc recently and got this information, he has high blood pressure, his LDLs. Who could tell me what LDL stand for?
LDL, is that the bad cholesterol?
Good. And do you know what it stands for?
I do not.
Low density lipoprotein. And so these are great opportunities for him tomorrow. I would just try to chat with him up. And so when you went to the doctor and you got your results, do you know what your number was? Because this is greater than 130 out of curiosity, because we have good ones, we have bad ones. The low density ones, we call them lousy or bad. And then we have high density ones, which are the house cleaners. Those are the really cool ones. They go throughout the blood and they clean everything up. So that's a good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. So our good cholesterol is low, our bad cholesterol is high. And on top of that, we have high blood pressure. So this isn't a picnic by any means. So Troy, this is, that's why they call hypertension the silent killer, is because as we age, and I guarantee you he's your typical android. And what's an android?
Is that the fat type that stores around the midsection?
There you go. So that visceral fat is really bad, and he's right on the path for having a heart attack. And the last thing you want to do is one of your first clients, oh shit, he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And so, we want to set realistic expectations for him. But one of the things I was going for with a lot of guys who, this is a typical male in my mind, where they got the ego involved. And so when the ego gets involved, it's, I'm right. Oh, I can do this. And so we have to kind of like put our foot down, like, all right, one workout isn't going to change the game. The most
Yeah.
important workout you can do, Troy, and I'll ask you, you know what the single best workout in the world is, Troy? I'll ask you, Hala. You know what the single best workout is?
The one that you'll stick to.
Oh, good. The one you'll stick to and the one you'll do tomorrow. That's the
Mhm.
most important one. If you show up tomorrow and you get your workout in, because I could kick your ass and we could be doing burpees and get ups and basketball ball backflips and you can't even breathe, but then tomorrow you don't show up. And so it defeats the whole purpose. And so I like he doesn't have the symptoms, which I like. So he doesn't have shortness of breath with physical activity. That's good. He does have some difficulty at night, may get a little dizzy. So that's not a good sign. Rapid throbbing or fluttering, that's good. He doesn't have that. Ankle swelling, ankle edema, that could be problematic. I don't know if it's because he's on his feet all day or if he truly has edema. So this isn't something that you're going to say, oh, show me your ankles. But if he comes in shorts, what's the weather like in Illinois right now?
Cold. It's winter.
Yeah, so he's probably not going to have shorts on. But if you were to have shorts and you were to see that hue, that it's like a bruised color, it's a really bad sign that the heart isn't conditioned enough to circulate the blood. So everything else right there is he doesn't have unusual fatigue. So I like that. High cholesterol, ankle problems, foot problems, high blood pressure. So again, everything on here is stuff that we can work with. I would tomorrow I would ask him my first question. Hey Troy, so I just kind of I want to hear how your body holds up. Do you have any neck issues, back issues, shoulder issues, ankle problems? You said you have. So tell me more about that. And that's just our little due diligence for the PAR-Q to see what is problematic for movement. Because my goal tomorrow, or when you first train him, is I want to get through all the patterns. And I just kind of want to wake his body up. And that's what I'll let him know. We're going to squat. We're going to hinge. We're going to do some push. We're going to do some pulls. After 30 minutes, you're going to feel good. We're going to get you out of here. And then you know what I'm going to get you to, Troy? I know that you said one time a week, but I'm pretty good. And that's why they call me, come up with a little nickname for yourself. But I'm going to get you in here twice. I'm going to get you in here 3 times. And when we can create a habit, that's when we're really going to start feeling good about ourselves. And so the psychological questions on here, these are ones that are good because how physical fit are you? Less than average. That's your job. You sit. So you're sitting 7-8 hours probably. How often do you exercise? Psychologically, it doesn't look good to put 0 on here. So he's probably thinking the last 30 days, did I do something? Let's just say 30 to 60. That number's fine. I guarantee he's not exercising at all. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. It's like, I would bet everyone in here, it's Tuesday. We've already exercised probably for 120 plus minutes. For him, there's no way he's done 30 minutes in the last month, my bet is. So he used to do yoga and bicycle. Now if he has time, he goes for a walk after work. Again, I could be wrong, but I sense like almost desperation to fill it in because he doesn't want to leave it blank. I doubt that he has done any type of exercise. I go for a walk after work, probably very, very rarely. And so he doesn't do any type of exercise here. Now he says that his goals are to improve cardiorespiratory fitness. Now, I'd be intrigued to see that's really a goal that he has. People like to associate the low density lipoproteins when they're high and the high density when they're low, and high blood pressure, that the heart isn't strong and healthy. And so they associate doing cardio. It's good to do, get our steps in, but I would definitely be very cautious of trying to whip Troy into shape in one workout. So doing like, squat into push-ups, into jumping jacks, into this exercise, into this. Oh, we only have 30 minutes, Troy. We got to go, 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 go. It's, be very cautious. I would say maybe the last 5 minutes for any type of cardio, just because you're going to deal with the ego. And so if you were to ask him like, hey, Troy, would you like to do some cardio? He's not going to say no to you. He's not going to say no. So he will say yes. And so then you do something like, no, what do you like to do? And he's thinking, he's thinking in his mind, that's really his number one goal is he wants to look great naked, but he's so far from that. So he just, put some random shit on here sure, he wants to lower his blood pressure and reduce body fat. Yeah. General fitness. Sure. But it's like, this is the one that he really wants the most. He wants to feel better, look better, move better. And, you know, I'll just be very, very empathetic. Because you did the hardest part there, Troy. You showed up today. You know, I'm really proud of you because it's 2022 and a lot of people aren't getting out there. So you're on the right steps. I just want to set some clear expectations from the get-go. Today's workout, my goal isn't to kill you. It's not to get you crazy sweaty or to get you crazy sore. It's to get you through those first 30 minutes. So I want to see what you're capable of. And so for those 30 minutes, does your gym have expectations for you? Do they like you to do a specific warm-up and then get in the workout, or do you have free, you can do
I
whatever
have
you like?
free. I can do anything.
Okay.
So.
And so then pretty much everything else on here, this is stuff, I kind of take this with a grain of salt. When people say what do they like, people will just click whatever. But it gives us a lot of, go ahead.
Oh, I just said, yeah, I was agreeing.
So the 30-minute workouts, let's start getting into, let's take a look at patterns of movement. So who could tell me the patterns of movement? Come on.
Push.
We got a push, and we got a
Pull.
we have a horizontal and a vertical push. We have a pull, which will be a horizontal and a vertical. What else?
Squat.
Hinge.
Good. We have a squat. We have a hinge.
Unilateral.
Unilateral, which would be like a lunge variation. And then we transitional. All right, so let's go through, when you look at the tenets of programming, before I designed this program for Troy today, we want to make sure that we're doing some type of upper body push, upper body pull, and just one leg exercise. Now, do you think, if you were to guess, and you can ask him this, I think it's a great one, say, Troy, if a genie were to pop out of a lamp and you get one magical body part, what would you like? So for you, Halal, what would you want? If you could have one magical body part, what would it be?
Butt would be nice.
Butt, right? So it's always nice to get those stereotypes, because girls will typically say like small waist, big butt. What do you think he's going to say as a guy?
Probably biceps.
Probably arms. Okay, great. So do you have any exercise that you love? Do you like think of bench press? No, not you. I'm thinking of Troy. So it's like bench press or a squat or whatever. So you want to, yeah, I know you got to be specific with guys. You always got to make them laugh. But I would. So when you look at these patterns, when you look at the hardest pattern on here, even if it's body weight, what do you think it's going to be?
Push.
Or no, I would say squats, and the reason squats would be is because of all the muscles that are working. So you got your knee joint and your hip joint. So you got your quads, you got your adductors, you got your hamstrings, you got your glutes. A lot of muscles are working. So you got to look at Troy, who's 5'9". So if he says he's 5'9", it's a good rule of thumb. How tall is he?
I'm not sure.
It means he's probably 5'7". That's just how guys are. They always say they're taller. So he's probably 5'7", 240, 250 pounds. So if we start him off with a squat, his heart has to pump a lot to get blood down there, and he's not used to it. And so he's going to get a little woozy. And that's the thing where guys can be like, you're going to ask him, are you okay, Troy? And he goes, I'm fine. He gives you a thumbs up, and then you keep on pushing him. And so when I design a program for guys, especially overweight individuals, I like to keep it simple for exercises that are not going to be as challenging. So do you guys have full access in your gym? Like, do you have a bench press machine? Do you have hammer strength machine? What do you feel comfortable teaching?
We have just about every machine. We have free weights, barbells, bands, pretty much anything.
Have you taught a lot of bench press before?
I've never taught anything. So
okay,
I'm
very good. So then what I would do is I would teach an exercise that you're familiar with, and it's not going to require you to put him in a precarious position. So do you guys have a hammer strength machine?
I'm not sure.
Let's see real quickly. You'll see these machines that their hammer strength, they look like, let's go hammer strength. Like this?
I don't think we have one of those.
Then then you can regress back, and I would start out with some type of, let's go. So you have your bench press. Let's go with, here's an example of just what a bench press looks like. I would have him straddle the bench. So he's facing towards the bench, and we're going to start out with push-ups.
Yeah.
And so to have someone do a push-up, especially 250 pounds on the ground, you can ask him, you can say, Troy, do you think you can do any push-ups? And if he says, yeah, I can, show me what you got, Troy. Have him hop down there. And if he feels comfortable doing it, sure, I would do a set of push-ups, but I would regress back and work on form when it comes to a bench press, a push-up on a bench press. So again, I would be over the bar, coming down and pushing away. So I'm actually not lifting up the bar and moving it at all. It's just a push-up variation. It's regressed.
Okay.
So when you look at these patterns, we start out with the most regressed. So a regressed pattern for a push would be a push-up. Now, what do you think would be, anyone can chime in, or hold on, you can as well. What do you think would be a regressed pull exercise? Anyone?
TRX pull.
Bent over row.
Okay, so we have a bent over row, TRX pull. Those are all fine. Do you have a lat pull down machine?
Yes, we do.
I love that one because it allows people to really leverage their body and pull some weight. And so that's probably I would put it my top 2 favorite exercise to do with clients who are a little more overweight. So this is very empowering. You can put a decent amount of weight on there. They pull it down to their chest. You go over the form. I want to hit right on top of your chest. Don't go to your clavicle, right below there. Tap it, and then we come down super slow. We're going to do 12 of these, Troy. Pull to your chest, nice and slow on the way up. Start them out with 80 to 100 pounds. That's something that you could probably do. And I would stick to going back to, we're supposed to 12, 20 reps. I would probably do 10 reps on everything that we do. And I would do your push-ups 6 to 10. Now, why don't you think I'm going to be doing a lot of reps?
So he doesn't get too fatigued.
Yep. And we don't want to tell him that. We're the boss. And so today, Troy, everything we're going to be doing is sets of 10. We're going to keep it slow and controlled. And so we're going to go over the exercises I think are good. And then I will kind of place it together into a program so you can see how it would look. I would save, if you wanted to do a squat, like a body weight squat for the end, depending on his size, because he's a pretty big boy, I wouldn't even do a hinge or a unilateral personally. I would save that for the next ones, and you can bring back data for us. And so then when you look at what a program is that I would design, I would start out going through the 9 checkpoints of movement. So when we do a little warm up, we start with the most distal on the lower body. What is that joint most distally of the lower body?
Your ankles.
Ankle. And as we move superior, moving up, we got the knee joint, then we got the hip joint. Then we got the lumbar region, thoracic and cervical, and then we have the shoulder, elbow, and wrist. So I'm going to have him right when he's ready to work out. I'm going to just stand up, and I'm going to have him see if he can lift his knee up to his stomach. And that might be challenging. If you look at him, he has a big old belly, and you don't think that's something he can do, then I would just start out by just doing more static stuff. Hold here, 5 seconds, and then switch. And switch. Then we'll go here. And then we're going to go there. And then if you have something he can kind of pull down on, so he's getting his lats. And then I'm going to go across. We're just reaching across. Do that for 5 reps. Try. I want to see what a body weight squat looks like. And so I would go get a chair or bench, put it behind him. I want you to do 5 squats. That's it. Keep it easy. He can do a squat. He sits down. So if you sit down, you stand up, you can do a squat. And we're just kind of checking out his movement. So when we look at his ankle, what are the 3 checkpoints we want for movement competency?
I'm not too sure.
Okay. Anyone?
Can you just repeat the question, Chris? I missed half of it. So I'm guessing you're talking about valgus and stuff like that of the knees, but I couldn't catch the entire.
So when we look at the foot, what are the 3 checkpoints we want to focus on?
Big toe, pinky toe, calcaneus, or heel.
Good. So you want the heel to be down, big toe, pinky toe. So if he has a little bit of eversion, that's not optimal. We can just cue him and say, hey, Troy, drive your knees out a little bit. You can demo it first so he gets to see it. Now, anytime you notice him huffing and puffing, great opportunity to ask him questions, great opportunities for you to show and demo the exercise. So it's not like we're just sitting there waiting. He's watching you do the body weight squat. And so that would take maybe 3 to 4 minutes. He does some squats. He's good to go. All right. So after that, I'm going to go over there. And depending on your gym setup, you may have to alter this. But I would just start out by doing your lat pull downs. That would be the first thing I would do. And I would do straight sets. Who can tell me what a straight set is?
Then we rest, then we do it again, then we rest, then we do it again.
And that's exactly, I don't know, I think who was that
Yes, Amir.
Amir. I would say it exactly as Amir said it. I would let him know. We're going to do a straight set, and that straight set's going to be, we do 10 reps, we rest, we add some weight, we rest maybe a minute or so, then we do it again. And then we do it again. And then we move on to the next one. Our goal today, Troy, thinking like back in the day, you try to relate to him if you like to, but there's like Simon Says, I want to get the whole body on fire in the sense I want to work my chest, I want to work my lats, I want to work my arms, I want to work my legs. We're going to go through an exercise that's going to cover all those. And then we rest. And you come back for the most important workout, and that's your next one, Troy. So anyone that's told you that we got to get as much as we can in 30 seconds, do you know what he does, his profession?
I have no idea.
So you find out and you relate to him. So make up a profession. What do you think he does?
Office desk worker.
He's give me something, Jason. Give me something, Christina. Give me
An accountant.
accountant. So if I come to you, Troy, and I say, I want to become an accountant in a day, Troy, what are you going to say to me? You're going to be like, come on, kid. It doesn't work like that. You got to study. You got to go through all this. It takes time. And that's exactly your journey for wellness is going to be, Troy. So today's workout is day 1. I guarantee you, I will bet you my life too, Troy, and I'm 20. You got 2 of me in you. Have fun with it, big. I bet you my life in 180 days from now, if you're still working with me, you're going to be significantly in better shape than you are today. So what we did as a psychological trick there is we planted a seed 6 months in the future where he's still working with you. And that's the motivation Troy needs. It's not that it's going to be battle ropes, Bosu ball, blah, 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 all this hunky-dory stuff where you're running around. Let's just get through the workout. So 3 sets of 10, probably starting with, my guess is 60 pounds, moving up to 70, 80, and then moving up maybe to 100. It just depends on if he's kind of like a skinny fat dude, which he could be, which means he has like no strength, or he could be like a bulky dude who has like, they say like dad strength, right? Where he's just like, put on 60 pounds. He's like, this is way too easy. So if the first couple reps look really easy, just use your judgment and, put it to 100, put it at 110. But you want to get some exertion out of there, but you want to focus on the breathing. So the concentrics when we want to breathe out. So breathe in and then get involved. So you're behind him, you're touching his traps, and you say, Troy, don't drive through your traps. I want your traps to be down. It's called depression. Come all the way up, all the way down, and then we rest. And you're literally going to rest for 30 seconds and you get to know him. You ask him great questions. What was your best holiday present that you had? What are your top goals right now? It's just, you want him to talk a little bit so it's not uncomfortable with silence. So then after those 3 sets, you're going to get into the next one. So we've done a push. Sorry, we've done a pull. Let's do a push. And I would go over there and do that bench press push-up. If you feel it's appropriate to do a push-up, you make that judgment. I can't tell from a hypothetical piece of paper. I can size him up and I can ask him if he was there, but Troy, can you do a push-up? And if he can, show me. But with most, let me show you real quickly, with most lat pull down machines, they're called jungle gyms. And if your gym has it, I bet it does. So lat pull down jungle gym. You'll see that most of them are kind of, on a bigger, like this, more like this. So on a big scale, you're going to have on that, like on this side, that's still kind of a bad one. I don't like that one. There we go. So do you have something kind of like this?
No, we don't. We just have like a separate lat pull down.
Okay, so is it like a cable machine though, or is it
Yeah, it's just like a seat.
not
and
like
then the
this? You
lap
don't have this?
down. No.
Okay, so then more just like here.
Yeah, that's pretty similar.
Because and again, I'm just going off, and you're more than welcome to send me a video of what you have, what you're working with. I'm
Okay.
thinking that your gym has something that's kind of similar to this, where you have access to a bench that's stable right next to it. So if you
Mhm.
have in your environment, your close proximity, some sort of elevated bench, you
Mhm.
could do your push-up on that. You don't have to go to the bench press.
Yeah.
So you do your lats and then you do your push-ups. And so when you look at the muscles that we've used, what are the two main muscles that we're using when we do a lat pull down?
Would it be your upper traps?
Your traps are working, but I wouldn't put that as your main one. Your back and
Or your
biceps.
lats?
Those are the two big back and bis. And when we push, two main muscles, your chest and tris.
Chest and tris.
Yep. And so then I would complement that now. So we have our lat pull down. That's our first one. We got our chest. We got number two. Sorry, lat pull down with the back. Number two would be chest. Now, depending on, always ask them, how you feeling, Troy? Scale 1 to 10. What do you got? You got a little bit left in the tank? Says, yeah. Then I'm going to go to my military press. I do a military press. What are the main muscles working? Deltoids, tris. 3 sets of 10, lightweight. Now, let me start out with, it's okay if we don't know to ask him. Troy, what do you normally warm up with on military press? And he goes, let's pretend like Troy's a dick. And he's like, I have no fucking clue. All right, Troy, play with me right here. So pick a weight that you think you could easily do for 20 reps. What do you think it is? 15. Great. You go grab them, you bring them back. Let's see what you got. The weight's going to be relatively light. I'm not too crazy worried about thoracic extension. He can do a lot of them. It's just to get him in the motion. So he does his 10 reps. Awesome job, Troy. I think we probably could have got maybe 20 or 25. So next set, we're going to go up a little bit to the 17 and a half to the 20s, and we're going to rest. Now, this would be a point you make the decision on how well he's doing. And that's what's difficult about programming is there's so many factors that go into this. Now, I'm really going off the fact that Troy's a big dude. He's in terrible shape. He's not going to be able to really cope with a lot of supersets. That's what I'm going off. That's why I suggest doing straight sets. Now, if he were to be doing fine, he's kind of looking at you like this is way too easy. You could add in a plank here. You could add in a bicep curl. This is when you could ask him. You could get any magical body part. Now, Troy, keep it PC. What would it be? And Troy goes abs. Great. And you do a plank. He says biceps. You do curls. He says triceps. You do some extensions, whatever. That's the first superset you introduce if he did well on these first two. So we got lat, back and bis. We got chest and tris, deltoids and triceps. See how he's doing. And then lastly, I'll just finish off. Okay, we got a little bit of time. We have 5 minutes left, Troy. We're going to do some squats, and then you show him a goblet squat. Body weight, if you feel like that's more appropriate. So if he's 240 pounds, do you think that he could handle a 20-pound dumbbell? Absolutely. So you go grab him a 20-pound dumbbell, you give it to him, and you have him do 6 to 8 reps. Nothing crazy, like really low volume. And this, I mean, us looking at this right now, would you say this is the most intrinsic, craziest program you've ever seen?
No, I'd say it's pretty simple, but I think that's probably what he needs.
Exactly. And I know that we're just having this conversation right now, but I wouldn't even say like the word simple. I would just say this is a hell of a workout, Troy. If you get through it, you're the man. I'm gonna give you a gold star. Maybe you can play your cards right. I might give you a high five, but I only keep my high fives for my lucky clients. So we'll see how you do. I want him to enjoy working with me because ultimately that's who he's buying. He's buying me as the great trainer. The workout is he's here. He showed up. Get him through it. Let's not kill anyone. If we need to rest a little longer, there's nothing. I like to tell all my clients, we work until we rest. And then when you're ready to work, we go again. So we use that to our advantage. We work till we rest till we work. So when you're feeling good, Troy, we're going to go after it. And you choose a lot because maybe for time constraints for 30 minutes, maybe you decide to only do 2 sets. And that will be fine. You do 2 sets of lat pull downs. You do 2 sets of the push-ups, 2 sets of the military press and curls. That's right around 20 minutes right there. If time permits, you do some goblets, some legs, and you can throw in anything else. So if you look at the patterns for this, what my mind, what my mind does here. Pull this guy up. Essentially, I'm doing a straight set. Number one, the core pattern is a pull. 2, core pattern, push. 3, core pattern, press. 4, core pattern, legs, which we're gonna do a squat. So that's the template. That's your template for success. It's not these exercises over here. It's just finding an exercise that fits the pattern. And that's where, as you get more experience, that's what's going to make more sense, because I could go in there and the gym could be fucking packed. As long as I have in my mind, I'm going to do a pull. We got, let's go around real quickly. How do I get people up here? I can't see. We got 14 people. If you can, chime in. Can't repeat anything that you hear. I want everyone to give me an exercise for a pull. It can be a horizontal or a vertical. You choose. I say your name, you tell me one. Let's start out with Christina.
A cable pull.
Good. Josh, Jason.
Pull exercise. You do rows.
Yep. What type of row?
I do a frontal row. So
Oh,
back,
what do you mean
Scap.
front row?
just a straight cable row.
Okay, cable row. Good.
Yeah.
Katie,
Pull-ups.
pull-ups. Mark,
Face pull.
face pull. Dominic,
I have no idea.
come on. Yes, you do. So we got someone to the cable row. What else could you do?
Well, we said pull up. I was thinking of pull up.
So just switch out the cable and use something else in the gym for a row.
Like a straight ball.
You got a straight bar. Well, what else though, Dominic? Give me, think of probably the most universal piece of equipment in the gym. We got 5s, we got 10s, we got 15s, we have 20s, 25s, 30s, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. What are all those called?
A dumbbell.
There you go. Nice. Dumbbell row. Emily.
I guess the lat pull down.
Okay. Anna.
Inverted row on your
Helen.
power rack.
Okay. Peters.
Darn, we was dealing with a kid. Which one are we on?
Give me a back exercise.
Oh, what did people say?
Just name one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, isn't a back exercise. In the mirror, last one.
Landmine.
Landmine. Landmine. I love it. So who's right? No one. Who's wrong? No one. They're all exercises. All of those would work. You could do a cable row. You could do a dumbbell row. You could do a barbell row. You could do a supinated row. You can do a high row. You could do a banded row. Banded row neutral. Banded no. Banded row supinated. All of those work as long as the competency of the exercise is right. So if we're doing a face pull, Mark chose that. But if he's having them go like this and he's screwing up, that's a terrible exercise because it doesn't fit the client. You always got to focus on form. Form is the number one most important thing. It's not the exercise. That's what people don't realize. The exercise is just one little notch that's to fill in the pattern of the movement. And so this is what I'm doing for a guy. And this is strategic because guys are idiots. Because Troy's not going to tell you when he's tired. He's thinking, is might have a 20-year-old girl taking me through a workout. Holy shit, I'm about to die. I can't tell her I'm about to die. I'm going to be weak. So he's going to push, 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 and then he passes out. Not to scare you, Halal, but how good's your CPR right now?
Pretty good. I'm a lifeguard, so.
Okay, good. Well, then he's lucky to have you, and you can make a joke about that, and it'll be funny. But be like, you know what, Troy, I don't want to give you CPR today. That's my goal. But make it kind of fun. But he needs to know that you're the boss.
Mhm.
And so if this was a girl and it was the same situation with trying to lose weight, so I would change it based off of what her hypotheticals were. Remember, our hypotheticals for him, he wants arms. So we make it specific to him. I'm not putting him on a fucking Bosu ball doing balance stuff because it's cool and edgy and someone did it on Instagram. I'm making it specific. Now he could be like, you know what? Hala, I want a big old ass. And you're like, damn, Troy, cool. I love it. So then we're just going to change the pull, the push, press, etc. Then we'll do a bridge. We'll do a bodyweight squat. We'll do a step up. So that's why I love stereotypes in fitness, because in our mind, they work great. But you got to ask your client the question and you learn about them. You know, you could have shoulder issues. You could have the ankle issues. Maybe he can't squat because he's limited with dorsiflexion. You have a great team that you can come to and letting him know, you know, that's a great problem, because I don't know 100%, Troy, but I work with a great team. I know one of the best trainers in the world. He has this badass fucking belt buckle. You can check him out. But I'm going to take a video of this and I'm going to go chat with him. And the next time you come in, we're going to have a solution for your problem. And he would have so much respect for you because we will find an answer for it. Versus the average trainer, what they're going to do is they're just going to push and try to give him the best one workout in the world. And there's no such thing as that. So really excited for you.